What's up guys, my name is Javier and welcome back to Tool Craze. So in today's episode, we're going to take a look at the Bosch Brute Tough HDH183 hammer drill model. So what's great about this model is that Bosch finally came out with a brushless version of their high torque line of drills. Now before this model, if you wanted a high torque drill with a brushless motor, you had to look at other brands, such as DeWalt, Makita, Milwaukee, and a few others. Now, Bosch did have high torque drills with their existing Brute Tough line, but the thing is that those didn't feature brushless motors. Now, what makes a brushless motor better is that they're more efficient, so that means you're going to get better runtime with your existing batteries. There's no brushes that wear out and need to be replaced, which means there's going to be less maintenance, and you're going to have a longer life on your motor. So that's what's great about this model, is that Bosch finally came out with a high torque drill with the brushless motor that makes it more competitive with the other brands. And even though I'll be reviewing this HDH183 model, which is a hammer drill, keep in mind that they also have the drill driver version of this unit, except without the hammer drilling function. That model is a little bit shorter in length, a little bit less heavy, a little bit less expensive, and it also serves as a great option for some of those of you guys that really don't need the hammer drilling function. So other than those small little differences, it's basically the same unit, as it has the same guts with the same motor and drivetrain, the same overall shape and design and features, except without the hammer drilling function. So the positives are it's got pretty good performance. It comes with the standard 2-speed transmission on top for high torque or for high speed. And you're going to get a max 663 inch-pounds of torque on the high torque speed 1 setting. It also comes with the usual torque collar that limits the torque when you're driving fasteners, so you can set your screws flush consistently. And as far as performance goes, it's got solid performance and is a step up from the usual compact drills in terms of power and torque. It's got the torque to power through large bits, such as this 2 9/16 inch self-feed bit, and even has solid performance with larger bits on the high speed setting, like this 1-inch Irwin Speedbor Max deep into a 4x6. Many drills struggle with a 1-inch Speedbor bit on the Speed 2 setting, and that's through a shorter 2x4. But the Bosch Brute Tough powers through a much thicker 4x6 and in the high speed Speed 2 setting. And since we're looking at the hammer drill version of the Brute Tough drills, here's it breaking through concrete like it's nobody's business. It did pretty good with a small bit on 4,500 psi concrete, but you do see it struggle a bit with larger but still small bits like a 3/8 inch bit. Normally I do these tests with a concrete block, which is much softer, but I wanted to see how it did with actual concrete. And as you can see, it struggles with a 3/8 inch bit on concrete, so I'd stick to using a corded hammer drill or a rotary hammer in this application. And the last test we'll be doing is driving a large fastener. And for the best results, it's done in the high torque speed 1 setting. And as you can see, it pushed through with good speed and good torque. So it's well balanced, and it's a good all-around drill for fastening, for drilling. And if you have the hammer drill version, it's also good for light-duty hammer drilling. So it's basically on par with other cordless hammer drills when it comes to hammer drilling. I really like the handle that they included. It's got a good length to it. It's not too short and it's not too long. And I like that. Not only can you angle it in most positions, but it comes with the ability to use a death rod, which is great for hammer drilling. And it even comes with one included. With the Milwaukee and the Makita, you're basically limited to only 2 handle positions, either the left or the right side. The Makita does come with a death rod, but the DeWalt and the Milwaukee don't. And even if you were able to get a death rod, there's nowhere to put one on the Milwaukee fuel hammer drills. And just like all the other high torque drills in this class, it has a solid all metal ratcheting chuck. It also has that collar on the tip that spins freely, so you don't have any scratches on the chuck or the work surface when you're working in tight corners. And I also wanted to mention that the chuck itself has a ton of grip to it. Now, I'm not saying that other high torque drills chucks aren't as good, as they're all great, but this chuck bites down hard on bits and it doesn't want to let go. You can tell this because it takes noticeably more effort to untighten the chuck. Bosch also has a pretty interesting safety feature, which is their kickback control. Anyone that's ever drilled or fastened in high torque situations and had the bits bind knows how great of a feature it is not to snap your wrists or arms. And this Bosch drill has a kickback feature built in so that you don't hurt yourself when the bits get stuck. And it does this by shutting down the motor when it notices that the bits bind. And what else is great about the Bosch is that it has everything I could ask for in a drill, which includes a bell clip, the LED light with a delay. It's got a fuel gauge on the batteries so you can check the remaining battery charge. And it's got the separate mode select collar on top, which lets you switch between drilling, fastening, screw driving, and also hammer drilling. And this is great because you can just easily switch between modes without having to go through all the torque settings just to get to the mode settings towards the end. So this is actually a premium feature. And some of the other brands like Makita, Milwaukee, and even the smaller brands like Ryobi have this feature, but you just won't find this on the newer DeWalt models. And as far as negatives are concerned, there were a couple of things that stood out to me, which are the performance you get out of this model compared to other similar high torque brushless models and the size and the weight of this machine. So first of all, while this model does get very good performance, it only has 663 inch-pounds of torque. And that's not a big leap in performance compared to today's compact drills that can get up to 600 inch-pounds of torque. In fact, Bosch's latest brushless compact tough drills get 531 inch-pounds of torque, which is not that far behind in performance compared to this model. But this is much smaller and it's much lighter compared to this larger model. I'd say that the additional weight and size of the Brute Tough drills isn't worth a little bit of extra torque. I do appreciate the additional side handle that comes with the Brute Tough drill, since I felt that this was missing with the smaller compact drills. Also, only having 663 inch-pounds of torque puts it way behind today's high torque drills. Makita has their best with almost 1100 inch-pounds, and Milwaukee and Hitachi both have 1200 inch-pounds high torque drills. The only brushless high torque models that this Bosch model can compare apples to apples would be with Milwaukee's first generation M18 fuel and the DeWalt DCD 995, which are just over 700 inch-pounds of torque each. But the thing with those models is that they're both over 3 years old and they're discontinued. And as far as performance is concerned between the Bosch and the Milwaukee and the DeWalt from over 3 years ago, the performance is very similar between all three. But the Milwaukee first generation fuel has a tad bit more torque, and it seems that the Bosch has a little bit more torque than DeWalt's. But because the DeWalt model has a 3-speed drivetrain, it comes in just slightly ahead in my opinion. And the Bosch model is a bit more compact than the high torque drills from over 3 years ago, which is always a good thing since the smaller drill can fit into more places. But it strikes me a bit odd that Bosch's drill is a bit heavier than the other two. Not by much, but as time goes by in the tool world, things get smaller and lighter. And even though it's a little bit more compact than 3-year-old high torque drills, it's not as compact as the latest brushless high torque drill, which has almost double the torque, making this Bosch bigger and heavier than the latest high torque drills while having much less power. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up by liking this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and follow me on social media over at Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And also on the Tool Craze website, that's www.toolcraze.net, and you're missing out on a lot of content if you're not already a regular visitor. I have daily content on there such as tool news, where you're going to hear about the latest tools that are coming out. There's also tool deals, and also tool reviews you won't see here on this YouTube channel. And there's daily content on there every weekday, so make sure to check out the website often. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys next time.